What's going on, everybody? Coach Calvin here with another episode of Ear for Peace podcast. We thank y'all for tuning in today. We got one of my favorite guests, Coach Troy from We Fit. Man, it's going down, man. This brother here, super knowledgeable. He gonna be dropping some jewels. I hope y'all are ready. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, put the notification button on. Whatever you gotta do, this gonna be one y'all don't wanna miss. What's up, Brody?
What's going on, bro?
How you feeling, man?
Great.
We back.
Yes, we are.
We in the crib.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, dog. How you feeling?
I'm amazing. We're in the middle of this prep right now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're going through it with us and enduring some of this 16 weeks of training that we have going on here. So yeah, just trying to make sure that we stay on point with that, and we have this show coming up July 17th for myself, and then, you know, Vic and Hannah are doing a show on the 20th. Of July, that Saturday. I might compete in that show with them if I can make it back. My show's back in Pittsburgh, so.
You have a show in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so I got to fly out to Pittsburgh on probably about the 15th. Go up there, hopefully just chill out for a day or two before actually having the show on a Wednesday. So I'm in a master's division, so that's 35 to 39.
Okay.
To try to get my IFBB pro card. So
That's
last
exactly
year
what I was going to
got,
ask. I'm like, you already have the pro card?
No, so last year I competed in the NPC. I've been competing in NPC for 6 years now, but I competed last year, got nationally qualified in the 35 to 40 age range, so master's age range. So this year I'll compete to see if I can, you know, crush it and take that next step into becoming an IFBB pro.
What are the perks? So once you go pro, right? You become pro, you win, you know, you get the big trophy, the big sword, or you know what I'm saying? I would assume it's endorsements. Like how does one make money off of being a professional bodybuilder?
So I feel like it's more of a title that carries you into the sponsorships. It's something that's this anomaly. Not everybody becomes an IFBB pro. Everybody can go and work out. So I think once you're able to be in this small little focus group, I would say, then the companies that do exercise equipment, exercise products, all of those things start migrating towards your page, towards your social media, and that's how you start being able to make money, as well as being able to write that in your social media or profile and things like that. Now you can say IFBB pro. People are going to want to train with you. You can do posing. So it's things of that nature that can kind of start aiding you into it. It's no guarantee. It's not I became a NBA professional basketball player and now I'm locked into money. It doesn't come with a contract of financial gain, but it comes with the title that allows you to hopefully blossom in so many other ways. So I think that's the goal for me. That is somewhat of the goal. I've been at a lot of levels right at the closer to peak of it, but not necessarily hit the peak all the way. I played college basketball. I was in the military and spec ops, but it just wasn't always the top echelon of what I wanted to do. So hopefully in this space, I possibly found something that it does make me feel like I can eventually over time, man, even if it's not this year, you know, this is a continuum. It's not anything exactly. So it's not anything that needs to happen tomorrow. So that's what, you know, I'm doing it for, just show my clients that just hard work and dedication can actually help you hit something, and really trying to do it natural. So without taking anything.
Come on, Team Natty.
You know, it's a difficult process, man. You look at the people that you're facing against, and you really sometimes look at yourself and say, if I did, I would look this way. And, you know, me and Nitra go back and forth on it, and I'll, you know, scare with like, hey, I think I'm going to try something, but then I'll go back and think about it and be like, I ain't doing it, man. It's not that important as much as it is, you know. But me and Monique was having this conversation last night, and I was just like, it's kind of this analogy of what Hov said, right? I'd rather live.
Whenever it's a Hov bar, listen up.
I'd rather live enormous than live dormant.
Yeah.
Live at the main event, right? So it's like, do I go ahead and push myself to the highest level no matter what it takes in order to feel like I've lived this enormous life, other than staying in the confines of what normal society is telling me that is the normal or the good thing to do? So I battle that, because if you look at somebody like Ronnie Coleman, who took everything, now he can barely walk, but he's like, I'd rather live how I'm living now because my name is legendary. So I battle that, man. I battle some morals over what my desires are from time to time. You know?
That opportunity cost is real, bro.
Yeah,
Because
right?
I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not willing to give up a quality of life to be bound to a wheelchair or crutches or stuff like that. Just like you said, my name. Yeah, I'm gonna just pray and ask God to give me that, and without that,
What if that's what it takes? What if that's what he gives you? If he gives you that opportunity, but it comes with that sacrifice, are you not willing to do it?
well,
You
I
know?
do believe that there are choices, right? He might have said, "This is your name is going." You may be, I don't know, receive a word or something like your name is going to be,
And sketch
you know, on the billboards, da da da. And then what we'll do instead of try to seek some direction and guidance from him, we'll curate our own path. Well, I'm gonna take this to give me that competitive edge.
I like that.
It's like, say, bro, I ain't say that. You did it your own way to
I
get
like
there.
that. I
You
never heard
supposed to
that
trust
analogy.
me. Where's the faith? But that's another conversation for
yeah,
another
that
day.
was good.
But I do like what you said. I'm gonna keep it a buck, because I'm always thinking, you know, marketing and stuff like, as you know. And what it sounds like is it almost makes it, you can somewhat hit the easy button because you have that in your bio. People are gonna come to you
Oh, yeah.
because it says, you know.
So-
I think of I got a friend and she's a baker, and in her bio it says as seen on Food Network.
See?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So now they're like, oh, so you must be worth your weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's a massive part of my goal. And it's not even that I truly believe that I need that in order for that to occur, but I just feel like it could have a high potential of making it easier. Because I don't think in my heart, and I hope that saying this doesn't put me in a bad space as far as like what God has given me, my blessings, but I don't think once I become an IFBB pro that I care that much to continue the journey as a pro. I still will bodybuild, I still will stay within the sport, but I really just like I went to Spec Ops school in the military just because I wanted to see if I could get it done. I never had any dreams or aspirations as a kid to be this, you know, special forces person. It was just like, hey, these guys is over here doing something that's super cool. It looks like it's extremely difficult. Let me go ahead and see if I can push myself to the limit. And it's very similar with becoming an IFBB pro. It is that where I have trained people that have become pros, and I see their passion for it, and I'm not all the way there for it. I love fitness.
Yeah.
So I like changing it from time to time. Like, yeah, I would be super grouped into just certain style of workouts.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a few more years, but my whole goal is overall wellness and fitness. So I never just want to be super compartmentalized. I did CrossFit, I did functional fitness, I was in special forces. Like I've been in so many different areas of fitness that I don't like just one. Bodybuilding has taken over my life for the last 5 to 6 years for the most part. We still sprinkle some different styles of training in here from time to time, but it's just something that I think I can hit this goal, so I'm gonna keep pushing for it right now.
So that's a great point. I hear what you're saying in terms of like, you know, you just like to be working in fitness as a whole. You don't want to kind of put yourself in a box with just bodybuilding or just CrossFit, or, you know, you want to kind of be immersed in the culture and all of it. So what made you get your start? Like why fitness? How did you get started in fitness?
So I got brothers, older brothers.
Okay.
I think we talked about this before. My brothers are pretty significantly older than me, so just watching them play sports at very high levels. The brother that's closest in age for me is a pretty talented guy. So between football, track, and basketball, he excelled at all of them and really was at a high level in basketball. So that pushed me to go there. And my dad forced me. I was, you know, my son Saint, so I was chubby and round, Paul, just like Saint, and he would make me do these little weights and stuff in my bedroom, and then from there he had his own weight set downstairs in the basement, and he would go on these runs because he would eat horrible and then try to do this diet. My dad really exposed me to fitness, man. Between sports and my dad just lifting weights as a kid, man, and he wasn't even nearly as consistent as I am.
You just see it.
I just seen it, and I seen it, and then I went to college. I had started lifting pretty decent in my 11th and 12th grade year in high school, right before basketball season. Then basketball season would come, I kind of die off, and then summertime, I'm just hooping and hanging out. But college, man, I got my freshman year. I was at Dell State, and I was redshirting, and I got into weightlifting with one of my teammates, and we would go lift and shoot around. And I came home that summer and everybody was just like, man, you look different. Like, so that response, I like that response. You know, I'm down at our summer leagues back home in that Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. We play summer leagues outside and everybody's hanging out. So getting that response from everybody from how my body adaptations had happened just kept me wanting to stay within there. Fell off a little bit. Then I joined the Navy after I graduated college. And just got really lucky, man. I've been always a high-level athlete, so the physical aspect of the military wasn't difficult. Got really lucky and met somebody, and then I got into the SEAL teams as a medic, and just kept pushing that envelope as far as competing and wanting to be my best.
Did your dad serve too?
My dad was in the Army for 2 years. Nothing extensive. I didn't get to enjoy the Army life as a kid like you. By the time he
jumping, boom, boom.
Yeah.
See, my brother and sister was born in Bamberg, Germany.
See what I mean? So yeah, no, like we both been to Germany. I did a tour in Germany with SEAL Team 2.
SEAL Team 6? Oh,
no, SEAL Team 6 is a different team. That's why I was telling you like different levels. I was going to try to screen to become a medic over there before I got out the Navy, but
is that how it goes? So it's like
screening, man. Oh yeah, it's tiers.
How many?
It's even tiers within there.
So the higher up.
No, so the numbers don't mean anything except for that one team. All the other numbers are the same. So you would say that you're all vanilla size. So SEAL Team 2, 4, 8, SEAL Team 10 are all on the East Coast. SEAL Team 3, 1, 3, 5, 7 are all on the West Coast. SEAL Team 6, which nobody in the SEAL teams really calls it SEAL Team 6, is Dev Group. Same way that I call my fitness group here, our prep team and prep life, I call them the Evo group. Like that's the top tier group. That's what SEAL Team 6 is. It's a combination of all of those guys from 1 through 7. They go and try out. So it's the USA team from the All-Star team. So the All-Star team is the Navy SEALs, right? Each one of those teams has maybe 100, 300 guys at each team, each troop, all of that good stuff. Then from there, you can be like, hey man, I'm crushing it here.
Yeah.
I want more. I want to be a part of that other organization, like the top tier portion. So then they go and they screen to become a part of SEAL Team 6, which you guys hear about on the news and stuff like that. But
now that's interesting.
yeah, so it's still always levels to it. Somebody can always make you like. It's funny to hear two guys that are like, say you have an NBA All-Star, but he talking to a USA team member.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you nice, but I'm not. Like,
world.
You know, yeah. It'd be like Jalen Brunson talking to James Harden. Like, yeah, you nice right now, but I've
touched that next level yet.
So it's funny when you hear things like that, but yeah, that kind of catapulted me into fitness. Then I had the luxury of my uncle being an NFL player, so he would just push us in the track and have us training, and I would do a whole bunch. And my cousins were natural talents, man, and I still had to fight this chunky, chubby kid battle. So I'm competing against them, and so my goal was to always. I never want to be called fat again, man. If I'm being honest, I was just this chubby little kid, and I didn't want to be called fat. Everybody, my brother was skinny. My cousins, like I said, their dad was an NFL player. They all had six-packs since we were kids. And I hated taking my shirt off to go to the pool. My parents, when I turned 10, we moved out the hood. We get a swimming pool. I'm the only little belly, but I'm super good in basketball at this time. I'm this karate kid. But so fitness just had to keep occurring, and then my dad died. You know, and then my mother and father died, so it kept me in fitness. It forced me to be like, hey, they're dying of health-related issues.
That kind of pushed you in that direction even more.
Yep.
It's really amazing to see how people, we really do become the environment in which we're exposed to.
It's wild.
You know, even my story, like I said, my dad, he was in the Army. He played every sport, basketball, football, wrestling. So all that was kind of pressed on us at a young age. So it's like you see it, and as a kid, obviously that's your pop. Right. You want to emulate it.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I can definitely, it makes sense. And then it's like, yeah, my dad was never really into fitness like I am, but we always end up kind of taking it to
another
next level.
Yeah, and I think my father was an extremist, and he pushed me getting in shape and me having what he would always say, extra goodies in my bag, or like, what do I have extra? Because I'm not that tall, I'm not that big, so like, how am I going to outdo anybody else?
Right.
And it would come down to sometimes just being more physically qualified for the job or the task, or mentally being stronger. And he definitely created a mental fortitude that I don't think a lot of people have within me. So as much as I might have hated him at that time during those moments, I always enjoy the outcome of what his hard work and pushing me to another level was. So that's why my dad is why I'm in fitness, man. If I don't know that I ever thought about why I was in fitness. So that was a good question that y'all came up with. I always
sure.
know, why I like it and what it does for me now. But how did I get started? Yeah, I guess it was that.
So yeah, man, that's dope. Like I said, we see like it's funny how we see like where we started from and where we end up. So we know that it literally starts as a youth,
For sure,
just
man.
being exposed to different things, which brings me to my next question, or not even just a talking point, man. How we're just excited as an organization to partner, with We Fit in this next journey of ours,
for sure.
impacting these youth and exposing them to our world of fitness and nutrition and just mental health and charity, giving back, and just the whole gambit of things, man. So that's huge because, again, you coming from your background, your space of service and things like this, I think this was just like the next natural step.
For sure.
So let's just talk about like your passion and willingness to give back to the community and the youth in particular, and what that means to you.
So my whole thing is about educating kids on how to become healthier. The reason why I moved to Florida was to start training athletes, youth athletes.
Okay.
And then I got into CrossFit and coaching there and learned the general fitness sector. But to go back, me and my sister were just talking, and she sent me this meme about how she hates to eat vegetables. And I was like, yeah, I always try to tell people, like, this isn't natural for me to eat like this, to be healthy and all of that. We grew up in the outside of Philadelphia area. We eat cheesesteaks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, pizza, up north type of stuff like that. My dad had diabetes, died of a heart attack. Like, I let people know this. So I literally, I said that to her. And I was like, I let people know that, to know, like, this wasn't natural. This isn't innate. But I also get to interview so many adults that don't eat healthy as well. And when I'm trying to get them to get on board with eating right and training, they're like, oh, but my kids aren't going to eat that. And it's like, well, if I can get the kids, if we can get to the kids and help the kids want to desire these healthier things, that the parent now has no other choice to create healthier meals in the house, I think that that's a segue that we can try to start navigating ourselves to more so than just thinking about the parent all the time, because the parents are now living through their kids or for their kids.
Absolutely.
And we see what parents are willing to do, hopefully, for their kids. So I think that trying to really educate children on healthier options, and really they're the only individuals I think that should have balance, because there is a space of just wanting to have enjoyment and have some of the sweets and the not so typical great things in food and nutrition industry that we would consider. But they do, need to have that balance so that they can still have fun. But they also need to understand the importance of what food is to really do for you. And we use this as fuel, not as just a fruit or fun, right? So those are things, and I don't get to have my parents now, right? So I always tell people, everybody says, hey, I'm willing to die for my kids and I'll do this. And it's like, well, are you willing to live longer? Are you willing to make options or decisions in life that are going to cause you to be here longer to give this kid information? Because there's not a person in this world that you trust more than your parents. I don't care if it's your kids, if it's your wife, it's your parents, because they molded you into be whoever you are, right?
For sure.
So if I'm not here to go and ask them, or they're not here to go and be asked, right? I can't ask my mom, I can't ask my dad. I have to rely on other people now to be this outsource of information. You become hesitant. Because now I don't know if I want to come and ask you. I don't know how this person's going to look at me. Maybe what I'm about to say is a little obtuse and they're going to value me different or view me different. So I say live as long as you can with these kids of yours, because they're needing you at every age. I'm 40 years old and I still need this parent here with me to ask these questions, because I still ask other questions to other adults that are older than me. And it would be dope because we believe in our parents. You probably think your mom and dad are the smartest and dopest people in the world, the same way I do, and a lot of other individuals. So if we can start creating this healthier home, and I like what you do with that, I think you do expose the children, and hopefully the parents come by and see the options that the kids are getting. So now we can kind of figure out, how can we afford this? How can we do these things? Because I do know that famine and things of starvation become a socioeconomic status issue, right? So it's not just that I don't want to, it's just I can get 10 of these for this amount. I can, so those options. So even within that, it's always a good, better, best, right? We live by good, better, best, hopefully, options. So even in there, you're exposing these young men and young ladies into, okay, the option one is normally this. Mr. Calvin said this, or Fit for Peace family said this, but I don't have that option. So maybe I can go to this one. And then he showed me what's the lowest level option. So just having options more than just saying this is
what we eating tonight.
The oodles and noodles every
Yeah.
single night, and this is going to have this lasting effect on my body and kidneys and liver over this time. I think that we can kind of mitigate that with what we're doing and what you're really pushing forward with this. So I think the first time that you reached out, I always tell you now that we've become more acquainted and homies, it's like, bro, I normally wouldn't do anything like that. And something like God or somebody was just like, go ahead and meet some people. You know, this brother seems very open and genuine, just reaching out, and he has this program, and the program was something very similar to what me and my wife wanted to start. And it's like, I'm a team player. You know, the business is called We Fit. Team is together, everyone achieves all. So went there, did the first Fit for Peace. I think we've come up with that. It was 2022, 21?
Yeah, it was one of them.
One of them two that we did. The years are flying by, right? We're going into year 5. I'm proud to say that I think, We Fit will be always a member of holding this down with you, man. Our relationship has definitely grown now over some time, especially with you training from here for a little bit. Yeah, and I'm just happy that you're pushing this envelope with this, man. I definitely love that it's starting in our community first, but I can't wait to see it spiral and just keep spinning all the way out and branching into more and more communities, because I think we and you had that conversation of like fitness shouldn't be race related. Fitness should be a plethora of everybody merging together and learning so many different nuances that we can. You know, I can learn food habits from you, I can learn training habits from you, and we all can, instead of just sectoring and sectioning ourselves off.
And that's
so
one
much.
thing that we say. That's one thing that we say in our when we talk to people just in general about the company and what we do. We always say that, hey, listen, fitness is a global unifier.
Yeah, man.
And if implemented correctly, everyone has the ability to be fit for peace. And that's how we came up, you know, with that name. If everyone would just focus on themselves, becoming the best versions of themselves.
That's it, man.
We wouldn't have to worry about half these issues we be having, because you just focused on being the best version of Troy. I'm focused on being the best version of Calvin. And guess what? When we do link up, we're both in the right headspace.
100%.
Because we've been working on self-improvement for so long, we can't do nothing but grow.
Right.
Playing into your company, you know, together we all evolve. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just having that type of mentality, like I said, it's infectious, you know, and it spreads. So like you said, yeah, we want to, you know, start this now, and eventually it will kind of snowball into the community, but people have to be pillars.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and we were never the type to say, yeah, we're going to do this all by ourselves. Nah. Even our team within is just growing and growing and growing. Even this setup, what we're doing now was not a part of the plan, bro.
No.
Absolutely not. It just morphed into this. Why? Because we understand that this is another space that reaches other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, it's just like if you got a dope product, if you sell cool shoes, you want to expose it to as many people as possible. So we're like, yo, we're really into this health and fitness stuff. We're really into helping the youth and empowering our communities.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise that would not be serviced. Well, let's do everything that we can to get the message out there. You know, so if people are consuming that type of information via podcast, YouTube, whatever, in person, we just want to supply that funnel for them. So
I really do enjoy your space, man. I think that might have been the first conversation that we had when I was just sitting here like, man, I applaud you. I don't even have the excuse, right? Because you're not from here either, right? I can't be like, I ain't from here, so like that's why I'm not in this community. You like, man, I ain't from here either. Bro, I just wanted to do something. I think you have the power of the Lord behind you for sure, motivating and pushing you and guiding you in the right direction. You have an amazing team that's with you and pushing, and
thanks,
I know as much what a team can do for you, and you definitely cultivated something that's I think it's gonna continuously grow, because it's not just you, but it's your family plus the families of the other members of your team that are really enjoying, I think, the moment that you guys are in right now, because who on the middle of their day can afford to come here? Because it's not just us here, right? Like we know it's other individuals behind the scenes always helping and doing everything. So you guys just making sure that you take time and give back to individuals that maybe don't have the amenities to be able to go out, or the availability to go out and do things, and you bring it to their area, right? You bring it to their area and allow these young kids and young ladies and men to really grow, and hopefully again take this information home.
Yes.
And hopefully they're having parents that do listen to them, even a tidbit, and or they're just wanting those options so much, and they're pushing that option of wanting to be involved in sports more, active in after school programs, because it's not just physical fitness, it's mental health that's going on. And if I feel good mentally, then I'm going to want to start being more active, right? I don't want to just sit in the house and not be around other people and not socialize. So it's so many different tiers to that whole wellness package that we're trying to deliver. And one thing we really try to focus on here is mind, body, spirit, as well as training, accountability, and nutrition. And I think you're bringing that in your company as well. It's like you're teaching them training, you're teaching them how to be accountable, because you know that you have to be here at our program every, not sure what day it is, but I think you guys do like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. And that's where you are really, and they have to be there. And I hope that they have to show up in order to keep getting the things that you guys are providing for them, because I've seen that you were at, I believe, a Solar Bears game. You went to the Magic game not too long ago. So you don't just get to walk in here whenever you want to and get these. So we have to learn some accountability and responsibility.
You know, with the kids and youth, you know, we do want to show them too that, you know, fitness, it's a lifestyle. So, right, it's not just all doing push-ups and eating salads. Like, no, we like to go out to different sports outings and things like that, and we show them the fruit of it. Like, yo, if we do this on a consistent basis, that it can lead to that. You know, them boys and girls out, they look just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? They had to start from somewhere. So let's take care of our body, because it's the only one that we got. Let's take care of it. So, and then if you do aspire to have that type of lifestyle, look, it's attainable. But those guys you see out there, those girls you see doing this, they started here. This is what they were doing. And it's so dope, because like even to hear the immediate feedback. We had a kid the other day that was like, literally start naming off like superfoods, and this is a superfood, and this, because we introduced them to juicing and all that stuff, bring the whole presentation for them. So that was just really, I was like, oh, y'all be listening for real.
No, for real though, man. You don't know what these kids absorb so many times, man, especially if they've never heard it before. It's like this wild possible of analogy of like, it's like a foreign language to them, and they just they pick up on foreign languages way faster than these adults. So if you keep just feeding them that foreignness, they're going to keep wanting to learn more, hopefully, you know. And then they have so many different amenities as far as like Netflix that has all of these different TV series on with the health, the superfood things, and all of these docs. So if you're showing them that, and they're now able to go and look at it on their YouTube and really keep it in their frontal lobe and not just pushing it back and being a product of their environment, because a lot of us just are a product of our environment. We're exposed to what we're exposed to. We can't get the right dietary needs, and we grow up and we become type 2 diabetic at 16 because that's just what was allowed and you know, given to us. Carbohydrates are easily accessible at a cheap value in our communities. So this, just in disenfranchised communities, you're going to get that. So again, you guys are doing something amazing, but it's going to be, what I think about is going to be super dope for you is when you see your first Fit for Peace kid being a part of the team and now regurgitating the information. Like, did you think about that whirlwind yet? Like, oh my gosh, like, dude, I remember when you were 8 and you were sitting in this classroom seat, and now you're here because you've just kept going, man. And I can't wait to see your evolution of this brand and company going so much, giving back and really helping out people that just don't have the availability. And again, watching it grow into being a household name and a household brand that really helps people understand that if we think about fitness, we can think about a peaceful organization that we're going to all be a part of and help this whole thing grow and live healthier lives, man.
Man, today was super impactful, dog. I just want to obviously personally thank you for coming on the pod today and really just sharing your story, your background, how you got to where you're going to get to, the partnership, the long-lasting, lifelong partnerships that we formulated here, man, at We Fit and Fit for Peace, dog. I think that, you know, it's so much potential and the sky's the limit, man. I know that y'all got big things, you know, coming up that are on the horizons and stuff like that. So real quick, we do like to do this too, man. If you want to shout out, you know, how can people get in touch with you and all that good stuff? Let's do that.
Oh man, so if you are looking to get in contact, and we really focus on strength and conditioning here. So we do strength and conditioning classes at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. at We're Evolving Fitness. We are located at 6649 Amory Court Circle in Winter Park, Florida, 32792. You can contact me on Instagram via WeFit_team1417, and We're Evolving Fitness Team is our business Instagram and Facebook as well. Yeah, man, like I said, we're finishing up with this 16-week challenge. We'll be done with that mid-July, and we'll do another challenge at the end of the year for about 6 weeks. But yeah, follow my YouTube page. We're Evolving Fitness Team, and we got over 1,000 workouts on there, easy guides.
I'll be dropping
and everything,
some
man.
jewels.
Yeah,
on
and
there.
trying
Good
to just give
content.
out good content and information on how to build your body, how to build your mindset, and just keep growing, man. So,
Love it. Appreciate you, my guy.
I appreciate it.
Till next time.